Well, hello and welcome to a very special race here today. We have some marvellous machines down on the grid that in just a few moments will be accelerating up to some really high speeds indeed to compete for a prestigious Grand Prix victory. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at the unique figure-of-8 Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with average speeds approaching 136 miles per hour. DRS will be available, of course, into the potential passing opportunity at turn 1, although the best place for overtaking will be through 130R and into the final chicane. Joining me to talk you through the action today is Anthony Davidson, and give us an idea of what kind of thing you're going to be looking out for today.
Well, the big question for me is whether or not we're going to see the cars able to follow each other closely enough to overtake, especially through the fast sections here. Of course, we've got DRS, and that will help on the straights, but it's still no good if you're coming off the previous corner too slowly or too far behind.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Pierre Gasly, and Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Perez, Ricciardo, and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Stroll, Carlos Sainz, and Raikkonen, Van Dorn, Brendan Hartley, and Marcus Ericsson. Alonso and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 16 of the F1 2020 Charles Leclerc mod career mode, where today we're here at the Japanese Grand Prix, and oh boy, I know I keep saying it at the moment, but the title fight is really starting to heat up. 20 points separate Mercedes and Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship as both teams look to push towards 600 points by the end of this season. The Drivers' Championship though, Lewis Hamilton 258 points, Charles Leclerc 258 points. It is a dead heat between myself and Hamilton as we head into the final 5 races of this season. But obviously if you guys are new around here and you do go on to enjoy, make sure you get yourself subscribed as well for more of this series. Only 5 races to go, including here today from Japan. Normally a track that the AI are very strong at. To be honest, I was quite surprised actually that we were able to get as close to Seb as we did, but I'm just ready to jump into this thing then. We're ready here in Japan. The 5 lights are going to be coming on now then, here at the infamous Suzuka circuit. It is 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. There a little bit of wheel spin. Luckily, it appears that Bottas bogged down as well on the run in towards turn 1, so we should be fairly safe in 3rd place there as we head through the first corner into the S's for the first time. We can't complain about that too much. Like we always say, if we can hold on to places in this series, it's normally quite a good thing, in my personal opinion. But yeah, okay little start then. Fairly undramatic actually. Normally we get a little bit more dramatics off the start of a Grand Prix. Albon behind us has jumped himself up into 4th. But yeah, top 3 remain in order as we head down in this under the tunnel for the first time in this Grand Prix. Bottas though, not really what he needs for Mercedes obviously, as we almost go into the back of my teammate there. Yeah, Bottas obviously, he needs to start getting some good results here for Mercedes. Obviously they're 20 points back in the Constructors' Championship. Hamilton is basically doing everything he can at the moment. We need to see Bottas try to pull his finger out as well as we run a little bit wide through Spoon, but we've survived the start of this Grand Prix. We've got a little bit of breathing room from Albon behind us. I wonder if we're going to see the top 3 try to put a bit of a breakaway from the Red Bulls and Bottas. Almost put it into the grass on lap 2 there as we try to take a bit too much curb. That's cost us a little bit of time to Hamilton and Seb, but we can still see them just at the road, but not under too much pressure from Albon behind us as well, so we can't complain all too much as of right now. But yeah, we need to try and get our head down.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Jeff just gives us basically irrelevant info on the battery. Only 13 laps around here, just like Russia last time out. So not the most laps to try and get things done, but it is...
Try to keep up with them. There might be an opportunity to take a place back.
Never heard that before on F1 2018, I don't think. Yellow flag's out though. Who is struggling? Seems to be someone right towards the rear. Seb and Lewis then really starting to try and apply the pressure to each other at the moment. I'm honestly tempted, if we see Seb starting to be able to attack, I'm really considering trying to go for a 2-lap undercut on him, jump onto a set of the mediums really early on, and see if we can pull out a bit of a miracle. Obviously it worked at Singapore, we were able to get the undercut. Last time out of Russia, obviously there was no tyre changes whatsoever, but yeah, we're just trying to think of any sort of way, because we, just like I've said before, it's pretty well documented, the AI, very strong here at Suzuka. Oh, yellow flag's out again. Seems one of the racing points has gone. Right, I've decided we're going to dive in the end of this one. May as well try something out in this Grand Prix. Not losing that much to Hamilton as Seb. The gap, yeah, pretty much holding level at the moment. But I've just got to hope they start battling each other as well to really try and help us out. But through the Casio triangle we go. Ooh, getting a little bit squirrely on the way into the pit lane. No! 51 miles an hour! Oh, that's heartbreaking. That's a 5-second penalty. Not often do we make that mistake in this series. That is gutting. 5-second time penalty for speeding into pit lane there. That is not what we needed. What we do definitely need as well then is some clear air in this Grand Prix. I think we're going to come out right behind Russell. We got a little bit of space to Russell, but oh, that's gutting. Such an annoying mistake. I thought we got it slowed down on the marks, but just 1 mile an hour could cost us a world championship. Hopefully not, but it could. All over the back of Russell. The Williams obviously nowhere near quick enough. Up the inside we go. See you later, mate.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Little cheeky send there. Sometimes you just gotta lick the stamp. Looks like Hamilton has now dived into the pit lane as well, so that should give us a good indicator of whether we've gained any sort of time. Despite speeding into the pit lane, probably helped us out. Through the final corner. Where are we going to be in comparison to Hamilton? We're going to be looking down the end of the pit lane. There is Hamilton. So we have... Oh, that's so annoying. We've even managed to whip out the undercut on Lewis Hamilton, about 2 seconds worth in the space of the lap. But we're going to need to try and pull out 5 seconds to a car that's quicker on the road, as that is definitely not a car that's quicker on the road. Right around the outside of Latifi, like he's not really there. That was a bit scary. Just seemed sort of be sat in the S's, but does that mean we can potentially do it to Seb as well, and then pray for a miracle?
Sebastian is in the pits.
Seb then into the pit lane. You can see Lewis is still stuck behind Latifi, who's all set in purple sectors so far around this lap. 3.5 seconds the gap's already opened up to. So you never quite know what might happen at the end of the day through the final corner. Try and get the power down all nice and tidily. Where is Seb going to be? New fastest lap, that's exactly what we need. There is Sebastian though. Can we potentially get round him into turn 1? No, we're going to have to slot him behind. Maybe? Okay. Seb sat through the first corner. Perhaps Mattia Binotto said something that I'm not aware of to him. Bottas is over to P3 as well. What has happened to Lewis Hamilton in this Grand Prix? This might not work out so badly for us. We're doing okay. We've just got to keep our head down, and really now, it feels like we've got to make 7 qualifying laps between now and the end. Oh, Seb's got a run on us now. Made a bit of a mistake at the final corner. We can't really afford to fight him at the moment. If he's quicker, he's got to get past us and break away. Obviously, we've still got to be trying to play the team game as well at the moment, as much. As much as obviously we need the points for our Drivers' Championship. See, look at that. Seb now doesn't quite have the pace down the straights. We seem to be quicker than him in some places. Oh, big squeeze. But we just need to try and work together at the moment. It feels like we're trying to do oval drafting with him. Around a track like Suzuka is not the most common thing in the world. But yeah, we just can't afford to... Like, we can fight down the straights, that's fine. But we just got to try and keep it sensible through the corners and not throw away any time for each other. Gap set behind 2/10. He's not gaining on us that much this time round as we head into turn 1, so we are going to just hold on to it. Bottas though behind. Gap's down to 4.0. Seb's got another run on us on the run down towards turn 1. What's going to happen? Oh, Seb right around the outside he goes. However, this time we keep the nose there. He just about gives us the room. We're playing it risky. I think that certainly cannot be denied as we make a bit of a mistake into the S's. But the gap to Bottas is hovering around 4.5 seconds at the moment, so it's just a case of how... Ooh! No! Oh, we've hit Seb as well. No. No! We got a 5-second penalty as well. What have we done? What on earth have we done?
There's laps of fuel remaining.
Seb's out of the Grand Prix. Oh, dearie me. We just dropped the back end through the S's. And we've thrown away an easy 1-2. The lead in the Constructors, the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Just after I thought the resurgence of form was starting to come in, we finally took 2 race wins in a row in this season, and we have gone and completely thrown this race away.
His race is over.
Oh mate, if this was real Formula 1, I reckon our P45 would be in the post. 3 laps to go here at Suzuka. Somehow we picked up no damage from any of that, but with the 5-second penalty, it's going to be, what, P5 at the very best? We might even lose P5 to the Renault.
0.5 seconds.
Oh, dearie me. All over the back of Albon as we head into 130R. I mean, it's kind of an irrelevant overtake. Oh, no, it's not even going to be... Albon, mate! Show some mercy.
Okay, the gap behind is 6.2 seconds.
Just completely slammed the door on us there. It's all going catastrophically wrong towards the end of this race. Thank God we've still got the run on the Red Bull down the straightaways, but nothing can go right here at Suzuka. We tried to make the move work on Albon, but no, completely slams the door on us. This time round, can we get the run on Albon? Seems like we're getting them a whole lot more than we were last time. Potentially have a look at the inside into 130R. Don't turn in! Thank you! That is a forceful move. More about just creating a point there for Alexander Albon more than anything else, but I completely forgot we're up to 10 seconds worth of penalties. So we might even finish behind the Renaults around this circuit. But one more lap to go then of this Grand Prix. We've got Albon trying a bit of a look up the inside into turn 1. And he's going to completely move across us in the braking zone. We'll try and keep it there. He's got the inside. We have the inside for turn 2. We're going to slam the door shut. But just like Spain earlier on this season, a great result for Ferrari. Completely turned on its head this time round though. Wasn't like we got involved with each other or anything. I just made a stupid mistake, you know, one that Suzuka is so well known for. At the end of the day, it's so easy just to run a little bit wide around here. Just clip the grass, and obviously the back wheel's going straight round. And unfortunately Seb was wrong place at the wrong time in that, when you can look at it from any other angle and say whether I should have let him through down into turn 1, everything like that. But at the end of the day, you know, we're fighting for a Drivers' World Championship. Seb still within a shot, but really, in my opinion, he's got to try and take the number 2 position at this point and help us out. The same probably should be said to to Bottas, even, I should say, who might just be costing his teammates 7 World Championship points here. But we're under a lot of pressure from Albon once again. Is he going to be able to get the run down in towards 130R? He thinks about it. I can't make the move stick this time round, but in towards the Casio Triangle for the final time then. Where is it going to be at the end of the Japanese Grand Prix? Bottas the race victory. Hamilton in P2. For us, it is P6. when all is said and done.
Pick up rubber and bring it home.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix, here come the top three out onto the podium. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day? That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Well, there we go then. Crofty clearly doesn't want to hear who Ant's driver of the day is when all is said and done, but what a gutting race for ourselves. Bottas takes home the W, though, from P4 on the grid. A fantastic drive by him ahead at Lewis Hamilton in P2 there. Picks up 10 extra points over myself, but Albon gets yet another podium in this series. Another great race by him ahead of Verstappen, Ocon, and myself there. We split the Renaults at the end of the day, and you never know, those 2 points over Ricciardo could make the difference when all is said and done. Magnussen in 9th. Gasly picks up another point for AlphaTauri there. Brings them one step further away, I think, from Alfa Romeo. Haas of Grosjean in 11th ahead of the McLarens of Sainz and Norris. Raikkonen, Gio, Russell and Latifi round out the finishes there, with my teammate Seb, Stroll and Kvyat all not making it through to the end of the Grand Prix. In terms of the championship though, like I said, 10 points now the gap to Hamilton at the front. As you can see, he jumps past me, and then Bottas also jumps past Seb there. Does not bode well for our Constructors' Championship. It is still a 5-horse race though. Albon hanging on in there at the moment. You know, he could still get P3 in this championship. He's only 21 off Valtteri Bottas as well there if he keeps it consistent at the moment there. You can see both Red Bulls in 5th and 6th, both Renaults in 7th and 8th ahead of Perez and the Haas cars. Stroll in 12th ahead of Sainz, Raikkonen, Gasly, Norris, Russell, Kvyat, Gio and Latifi. And in the Constructors, there we go. Mercedes overhaul a 20-point deficit to leave Fuji? Don't know where that came from. Leave Suzuka, even I should say, now with a 15-point lead there. Title fights to watch out for though. AlphaTauri only 2 now behind Alfa Romeo there in the team for Top Alpha. And then Haas as well, only 3 points clear of Racing Point as we head into the final 4 races of this championship. We will be back next time out, I think, for the Mexican Grand Prix. I assure you, you guys don't want to miss it. Hopefully, I will see you guys there.